Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Alicia from Moonlit Corner. Today I found a new recipe online that is for lemon loaf. So Brian loves lemon loaf. He really shouldn't eat the one at Starbucks even though he loves it because it does have gluten in it and he's not supposed to have gluten. So I found this recipe. I'm going to try it today. So brand new. So come along with me on this journey and we'll see how it turns out. However, I'm going to be using the gluten-free flour. And of course, I'll also use the egg replacer with it, which never really seems to make much of a difference when I make anything. If anything, I think the egg replacer makes things turn out actually a little bit nicer. So we're going to get started with this today. We're going to have 1.5 cups of flour. So with the gluten-free flour, I bought the King Arthur's one. 1.5 cups is equal to 1.5 cups of regular flour. It's equal parts. Then we're going to have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I have both of those already in a bowl here ready to go. And I'm just going to whisk these together here in this mixing bowl. Okay, next we're going to put 1/4 cup of, they said unsalted butter. However, I am just going to use salted plant-based butter. It's the olive oil one that I get from Country Crock. So I'll put 1/4 cup of that in and 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Okay, vegetable oil. All right. And now I'm going to put my 3 eggs in. Of course, I use the egg replacer in there. Putting that in. I already have that all prepared. You'll see that recipe in some of my other videos that I've done. And it's getting pretty stuck in there. I think I might need a spatula. Let's see. Okay, so we have that done. And there's going to be 1 cup of sugar. Now for the sugar, where did I put the sugar? Oh, here it is right in front of me. So for the sugar, I did about 1/2 cup of the raw sugar from Trader Joe's and then 1/2 cup of white sugar. So I kind of just went and combined the two of them. I don't know if it's really 50-50 or not, but I just wanted to try it. I wasn't sure how that raw sugar would turn out if I used all of that in with this mixture. I mean, it says it's 1 part for 1 part of white sugar, but I didn't want to take a chance since it's a new recipe. So I've got all of that in there and I will get that mixed up. So we have all that mixed up. Next, we're going to do, let's see, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I have my vanilla extract. Okay, so 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Where's teaspoon? There we go, 1 teaspoon. Okay. And then we need 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. I have that. After that, we're going to have 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. So I actually had several lemons in the refrigerator that I bought at Trader Joe's yesterday. So just went and grated up 1 of those. I think that's about a tablespoon. It was 1 lemon's zest. So 1 lemon is equal to about 1 tablespoon. It was a small lemon. If it was one of the bigger ones, it probably would have been about 2 or 3. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of that. Next, we have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So after I grated that lemon to make the lemon zest, I just went and got the juice from it. 1 tablespoon, or 2 tablespoons, sorry. And there we go. We got a little bit left over, so I'll save that for something else. And this little juicer here was actually, I believe it was my great grandmother's, and my grandmother gave it to me a number of years ago. I like to use that all the time. It's old-fashioned, but it works good. Okay, we're going to get that mixed up, and then the last ingredient that we're going to put in is going to be sour cream. That's the secret ingredient. It smells so good already. That lemon is just amazing. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to get my sour cream. And I read with the recipe, it said you could either use a half a cup of buttermilk or you could use a half a cup of sour cream. I use the lactose-free sour cream that I have. It said that if you use the buttermilk, it was okay, but it didn't have as much moisture to it as if you use sour cream, which I will say, like sour cream coffee cake or whatever, if you make it, it does make a big difference to put sour cream in. The only problem with this recipe is because it's gluten-free, it tends to be a little bit drier anyway because of the flour in it. So I definitely didn't want to take a chance with the buttermilk today. I thought we were going to go with the sour cream. And being lactose-free, you know, should be good. This recipe really won't be vegan because I am using this kind of sour cream, but it will be gluten-free and lactose-free. Okay, it's pretty good. Put that in there and mix that up. And as you can see, that sour cream just gives it a nice, fluffy kind of consistency. And I absolutely love putting sour cream and stuff. Just, it changes the whole makeup of it, but in a good way. I'm really anxious to try this. And we'll see what Brian thinks of it when it's all done. We'll see if it lives up to the standard of Starbucks lemon loaf. Okay, so it's all done. Here it is, mix is all done. I'm going to get out a loaf pan and start to spray that up with cooking spray. And I just turned the oven on. I should have preheated it when I got started on this, but I didn't think about it. I just preheated it at 350. Sometimes I use my bigger bundt pan to make things. I don't feel like this mix is all that big, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I will use the bundt pan. It'll bake faster. That's the one good thing about the bundt pans. It makes it bake up faster. Okay, so got the bundt pan all sprayed up, ready to go. Get that in there. Yeah, I feel like the amount that is going in here really isn't that much as compared to my banana bread when I make it. So I'm thinking this should bake up pretty fast. Yeah, this should definitely bake up fast with this small of amount of batter. Now, I don't remember what it said for bake time on this, but considering I'm putting it in this bundt pan, it might actually be a lot less than what the instructions said because they were baking it in a regular bread pan. So I will put this in the oven as soon as it's preheated at 350, and we will just see how long it takes. And I will let you know that at the end of the video, especially because it's gluten-free too. Gluten-free also kind of changes the time a little bit. Usually needs to bake a little bit longer than what regular flour does, usually. There we go. I think I'm going to set the timer for, I'm going to set it for 30 minutes and see how it goes. Hey everybody, we're back. It actually took about 35 minutes for the lemon loaf to get baked. A little bit longer than what I thought. I thought about 30, but because it was gluten-free, usually add that extra 5 minutes and it didn't need it. So I just flipped this over onto a cooling rack. I'm going to let it cool down for about 2 to 3 hours, and then I will be back to show you the lemon icing recipe. So stay tuned. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours and the lemon loaf is cooled off. Now it's time to make the lemon icing. So this calls for 1 cup of powdered sugar, but they said you'll probably need more. So we'll do about a heaping cup and go from there. Okay, and then we're going to need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, which I have measured out right here. And then it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk or cream. So I'm going to get some almond milk I have. All right. And I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon because they said in the comments that it does tend to be a little runny. Oops, I have to open it. All right. Okay, we'll get mixing it. As runny as it is, it seems more like a glaze than it does an icing. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need. I'm gonna need more powdered sugar. I almost feel like, you know, I'm gonna do probably about a half a cup of powdered. Well, a little bit more, maybe 2/3 of a cup. I also feel like if you put a little yellow food coloring in there too, just to make it look more like lemon. The lemon juice doesn't really make it yellow at all. It does look better. But yeah, it is really more like a glaze and not an icing. I feel like if we put some shortening in it, it would probably be more of a icing frosting consistency, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so the icing, although I'm gonna call it glaze because it's more like glaze, is ready. I'm just gonna put it right over top of this. Okay, there we have it. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look like Starbucks lemon loaf, but it still looks good. So while we're waiting for the icing or glaze to set up, I'm going to show you Truffles. He's waiting. Hi, Truffles. Hi, you've been such a good boy. And we have Skeeter over here. Skeeter's been outside on that screened-in porch for a good portion of the day because he loves to sit in that old cat tree that we have out there that's all faded from the sun. And let's go back out. But Skeeter, even with the fan on out there, it's like 95 degrees out. It's a little bit too warm for you. So you have to stay inside now, okay? It's the hottest part of the day. Skeeter, you hear me? Skeeter, hello, buddy. Okay, everyone, so for my final review, I'm going to taste it and see what I think, see if it has enough lemon. That's really good. Right amount of lemon. I won't put any more in, won't put any less. And I grated up the lemon peel a little thicker than what most people probably would, or if they'd put the lemon peel that you get, you know, in the spice aisle. But yeah, it's really good. Yeah. I definitely would be making this again. So we'll have to see what Brian thinks when he comes home, if it is as good as Starbucks, which I think it's going to be better. Starbucks is canceled. Right, forgot. Anyway, okay, so thanks for joining me, everyone, and until next time, stay well.